Hello everyone, and welcome to today's unboxing. I've been waiting quite a while for this. It takes a while for Folio Society Books to get to me. I know, I remember only part of this order because I've been looking forward to it for a while. I didn't order it until more recently, but it's some books that I have a shared memory with my brother about. So maybe he'll see this and maybe he'll get to read them with me as well. Anyway, without further ado, so this is just I don't remember how many books exactly I got from Folio Society, but they sent me a fairly large box, so we'll see. I did get a full series though. Alright, let's see here. Can I send myself any surprises? Oh, yeah, okay. I remember. There we go. Interesting. I don't remember them using this last time. Different packaging. Alright, so what is the first book? I guess they're making sure these are extra safe. Anyway, Folio Society, I got one package from them before, if you're new to the channel. And they were rather nice, so I decided to order again. And they're readable copies. They're not something you want to keep on the shelf and never touch because they're too nice to be used. But they're nice enough that you would pass them on, or you'd want to show them off. Alright, here we go. So this is one of them in the series. So I guess I'm spoiling the series already. But actually, I usually put this in the title, so you'll figure it out anyway. But this is So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. This is from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series. And yeah, my little brother and I read these when we were kids. I was excited to get some nice copies of them. So this one, of course, has the dolphin on the front. It's shiny. I suppose if I ever have kids, this may get them to read this one. So here's your title page. So long and thanks for all the fish. I may get these out of order, but I believe this is the last one in the series. It's the third printing in 2021. So this one, it should just be a standard... Oh no, there's actually pictures in this. I was gonna say it should just be a standard print, but yeah, it looks like they have pictures periodically. I won't spoil them all, or illustrations. Yeah, it's a very readable text. I can see myself sitting down and going through these. I never finished the series. My uncle lent them to us so we could go through them, but my little brother went through them first. So I'll definitely finish the series this time. Good books. Really fond of this author. So there's the first one. What do we have next? interesting. So now we have the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I hope this isn't backwards when you guys see it. It's backwards when I'm previewing it during the recording. And then you got, I think his name is Marvin, the robot. The sad robot. You got the title page. And yeah, let me see. Can I figure out his name by going through? Actually, let's see here. Where would he be in the book? Arthur Ford. I don't know. I'm sure a refresher will be in order. Oh, look at him. The poor guy. Yeah, anyway, so there's, again, it's about the same type. I think it's the same typeset. They're all in a series. If you're not familiar with the series, there was a movie made about it. It's a kind of ridiculous science fiction story. Has a cult following. I guess, I don't know if you'd call it a cult following at this point. Anyway, it's ridiculous and beautiful, and I would recommend it. Pretty much to anyone. It's fun. I mean, if you're just like hard into science and you don't want any fun, maybe it's not for you. But it's for me. So yeah, I think a lot of the rest of these are just going to be from the same series. So I'll flip through them really quickly. What do we have here? Ah, mostly harmless. I suppose Earth is mostly harmless. Mostly? Perhaps. Anyway. Oh, sorry about the hand. So the cover, I don't remember this character's name. I'll have to figure out later. But yeah, same style as the others. Yeah, so they don't do the special end papers necessarily. The end papers are nice, but they're not special. I'm trying to remember the order that I do these reviews in. Or these unboxings in. Yeah, so title page, really nice. I like the illustrations on the title page. Kind of pulls you into the book. It's like, oh, when did this happen? Because I don't remember that at all. I don't know if I've actually been through this one yet. I'll have to see. Anyway, yeah, so this one is, yeah, usually I'll give you like a page count and such, but this is just it's a science fiction, let's see here. I don't know what this age range is supposed to be, because, I don't know, I think it's appropriate for all ages. Well, all ages older than 13? I don't know. I don't know what category this is considered. So this one is 221. I think they're all about the same. They should be in about 200 pages. Oh, and the back covers are just the sparkly blue. I don't know. I hope this doesn't rub off because the sparkles, I've had some books with the sparkles where it did rub off and it was just kind of unfortunate. What was that book? It just like the cover rubbed off on me while I was reading from the natural oils on my fingers. Either way, they're nice. But I don't think that one was, yeah, that wasn't one made by the Folio Society. I think that was Ferocious, about the Matrika cults. Alright, the one that rubbed off on me. So, I think these should be the last ones in the series. What do we have? Life, the universe, and everything. What is the answer to the life, the universe, and everything? Is it 42? That was always kind of ridiculous. Wait. Anyway. So, here we have the cover. See, is that a cricket bat? Interesting. Someone explained the rules of cricket a while ago, and for once I finally understood it, and I believe I've totally forgotten. So yeah, same end paper. It's nice, but not like super fancy. Then we have the title page. We go to a random page. Yeah, I mean, it's the same typeset and everything. It's nice. Very readable. Zarkov. What's the context for this? Stomp, stomp. We're pleased to be of service. Shut up. Thank you. Stomp, 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 stomp. Thank you for making a simple door very happy. Hope your diodes rot. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stomp, 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 stomp. It is my pleasure to open for you. Zarkov. And my satisfaction to close again with the knowledge of a job well done. I said Zarkov. Thank you for listening to this message. A slightly ridiculous series. But a fun one to read nonetheless. So, here we have a spaceship crashing in. Yeah, I'd have to... Okay, yeah. At least it's in the right place. It looks like this is actually placed in the part of the book where it's supposed to be. I have some books where they just put the illustrations wherever, and that's fine. And I actually, recently, I was reviewing the Eddas, by Easton Press, and you know, I might have to take back my negativity on the pictures in that one. It's actually a rather nice book. I'm pleased with it. The text doesn't quite fit the page, but it actually feels nice. Like, it's nice to sit there and read it, and it feels spaced out, and I feel like it's something you could go through with the family. It's kind of like a heritage piece. I don't know what you would call it, but it's nice. So just sit there and dwell on the pictures for a moment when you go through it. And then we have the restaurant at the end of the universe. Actually, I think this might be the last one. One of these two. Anyway. So the restaurant at the end of the universe. So yeah, they're all in the same type of setup. This isn't in the right order, I don't think. Yeah, no, that's not in the right order. But so you can set them side by side on the shelf and they make sense. But the restaurant at the end of the universe, aha! There's your front cover. Back cover's the same as all the others. Same end paper. So yeah, they kept this series very, I mean, it's a series, so it's they kept them very similar to each other. I don't remember what this scene is from. Maybe I did read them, I just ran through the last few, and so I don't recall them very easily. Anyway, so here is the title page, and what do we have? Oh yeah, so this is one of the better quotes, I suppose. The story so far. In the beginning, the universe was created. This has made a lot of people very angry and has been widely regarded as a bad move. Many races believed that it was created by some sort of god, though the Jatravartid people of Wildwadel 6 believed that the entire universe was in fact sneezed out of the nose of a being called Great Green Arkelsiege. The Jatravartids, who live in perpetual fear of the time they call the coming of the Great White Handkerchief, are small blue creatures with more than 50 arms each, who are therefore unique in being the only race in history to have invented the aerosol deodorant before the wheel. So the author, he likes to have a little bit of fun. If you're familiar with the series, you would like these, just to have them. If you're unfamiliar with the author, honestly, it's this specific edition, sure, you could get it. Alternatively, you could get any other edition. It's a good series to have, or at least pick up the first one. Pick up the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. See how you like his writing style. It's fun. There you go. Just a random page. And yeah, 208 pages. So I think they're all somewhere around 200 pages. At least in this edition. Alright, so let me set those aside. It's kind of funny that the titles are so long on most of them, and then there's just mostly harmless. So, but anyway, I'm excited to get into these. All right. So, those of you who have seen some of my stuff previously, you'll know a lot of the books that I have are about religious things, occultism, mysticism, esoteric things. And of course, this Folio Society order is no exception. So I did include some ancient cultures in here. And I got the Aztecs here. You know what? I'll have to take off the plastic so you can see better. Shiny things don't record very well. Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Anyway, so I believe one of these is a picture book. We'll see in a minute. But the Aztecs and the side book here. So what do we got? All right. Oh, that's gorgeous. I always like these types of illustrations. The kind of like the mandalas of the like the yogic traditions. Anyway, I know it's different, but I like this type of art style, the patterns. I wonder if this is from an actual inscription somewhere, because it does have some, or if it's like a reproduction of one, because it does have some symbols. Like this kind of looks like a tiger on both sides, or like a ancient, like Mesoamerican version of a tiger here, I guess. I don't know what animal that is exactly. And I think that's supposed to be gecko or salamander. And then there's a little bird. So, yeah, very interesting illustration on the cover. Anyway, this is the thin book. I think the Aztecs. Yeah, this is the companion volume. And what is it for? Yeah, I think it's just illustrations. Yeah, okay. Okay. So we have an illustration of like a sacrifice and some other things. Oh, and this is gilded on the edge. None of... Yeah, I don't think the other... Let me check. Sorry about that. Yeah, these are just normal edges. But the Aztec series, or the Aztec books, were a little more expensive. So they have gilded edges. Or wait, is that a partial gild? Yeah, it looks like a partial gild. It's just gilded on top. This isn't gilded. Neither is this. Is that intentional? Yep. Seems to be intentional. Anyway, so here is our title of the companion volume. And I think these are like actual relics. Yeah. And so it should just go through some cultural relics, some symbols. I'm sure when I go through the actual primary volume, it'll explain these things a little better. So, speaking of which, here's the cover to the folio edition of the Aztecs. The front and back appear to be, like, this is just a mirrored version, or sorry, this is a mirrored version of this, or vice versa, doesn't matter. But they both face the reader, if that has any significance. Well, when you open the book. So here's, is this the title page? Yeah. Here's the title page. The, it's just a standard paper and, or in paper. Nothing to write home about. So the contents, I cannot pronounce these, so forgive me. Coronation at Tenochtitlan. Tenochtitlan II takes power. Urban traditions, tribal peoples in part 2. Yeah, I'll just do the parts. The Imperial Project, part 3. Part 4 is the Aztec religion and worldview. Part 5 is the Aztec people and the cycle of life. And part 6 is the conquest of Mexico. So, yeah, the part is separated with a little tidbit of art. The text is readable. It appears to be, yeah, this is more of a study of the culture, I believe, just from first glance of how the, yeah, from how the structure of this is, yeah, this should be a good study of the Aztecs, if that's what you're into. So let's see here. So they have diagrams and such of different civilizations, I believe. Or what is this? Yeah, it's a palace. Yeah. So, oh, and there you go. And here's a map of the expansion of the Aztec Empire. So, yeah, this decent reference, or it should be. And we have various illustrations throughout. Lots of examples, what appears to be a very in-depth study in what is only 268 pages of actual material. And then the index and such brings it to a total of 284. A nice set. I probably won't be getting into it anytime soon, to be honest with you, but I will get into it sometime. Because the next item I have is the Celts. So I've been studying Celtic history, Celtic paganism, Celtic history, I suppose, such as the Mammoth Book of Celtic Tales. Something I wouldn't say that people probably don't have solo videos to it, at least not on like channels like mine that do hardbacks. But it's a really good in-depth look by somebody who obviously cares about Celtic history and the Celtic stories. So this is, oh, okay. I don't know if this is the case for the Aztecs. This is the case for the Celts. So if you were using it at the end of a bookcase or something, I don't. I'll tell you ahead of time where this is probably going to go. So I've reorganized my library a little bit. And forgive me for picking you up. It's probably going to go over here in the European history and religion section. So like behind me, I have just simple hardbacks of like Buddhism here, primarily Buddhism. Above this is actually Hinduism. And then I have European faiths here. And it's basically mirrored on the other side. But the expensive books go over there in the glass case. Well, the other glass case. Anyway, so the Celts. Yeah, I just don't have room to put this on the end. This is nice. But, so what we have here, that is some interesting art. So we have a Celtic cross on the front, and then I forget what this pennacular brooch. I was actually looking for one of these the other day. Hog. Interesting symbols. It's like a, I don't know what you would call that. Almost an Ouroboros with 2 horse heads. Interesting. So this is The Celts by Nora Chadwick. And here is our title page. Oh, sorry. Here's our in paper. Pretty standard for Folio Society. And then here we have the title page with an introductory chapter by Barry Cunliffe. So it looks like this was originally printed in... Okay, no, so Nora Chadwick did this in 1971. And the latest edition was 2001 with a list of further reading. So this is kind of interesting because I have other books like this. Let me see. They have a similar typeset. So this is kind of an older typeset. It reminds me of other Celtic books that I've been through, actually. Almost like it's mandatory to use this typeset specifically. Okay, so there's a map at the beginning. Hallstatt chiefdoms, early Latin chiefdoms, later areas of Celtic settlement. Interesting. Celtic tribes and peoples. Anyway, oh, there's a lot of maps here. So this, again, it's just going to be a study on Celtic people, Celtic history. It looks like they're trying to stay, this is more of like a historic look at them, rather than, like, because if you look at the titles of the chapters, you can kind of pick that up. Because we have In Search of the Celts, the Celts in Europe, the origins of the Celtic kingdoms in Britain and Ireland, the development of the Celtic kingdoms of the West, institutions and way of life, religion and mythology, Christianity, Celtic art, and then Celtic literature. So this is more of a historic look on the people, not so much their lore or their mythology. So there are some illustrations, but they do that thing where it's like there's just a bunch of illustrations here in one section. I don't know what the name for that is. The Monster of Noves. So this book, including everything, actually this is not, it's not a terribly long read. It's 292 pages for the end of the actual text, and then including the index and everything, we're at 317 pages. So I may go through this soon. Right now I'm actually going through some Buddhist things because I do plan on taking a trip to Nepal soon. But Celtic things I'm trying to study alongside, or trying to study Celtic things alongside that as well. So the last book, I believe, yeah. So I don't really go deep into, I suppose the term, well, I don't go deep into the study of Egyptian things, while I do have the Egyptian Book of the Dead, well, 2 copies of it actually. I don't actually, I don't think I have any other Egyptian things in my library, specifically Egyptian religious texts or religious studies that I can think of, except for what I'm about to open now. So, I saw this, and similar to the Aztecs, kind of drew me in. We have the Tomb of Tutankhamun, or Tutankhamun. May have mispronounced that, forgive me. We have, it's a, similar to the Aztecs, it has a additional book with presumably all the illustrations. Here is, it's a very minimal but beautiful book cover, or sorry, case? Bookcase. No? I don't know. And then, oh yeah, so this struck me as very beautiful when I first saw this online. I like this cover illustration. Interesting. They included a piece of, I don't know if this is parchment paper. Anyway, between the 2 books. Oh, now that's an end paper. There we go. So this is the end paper of the, what's this called? The Treasures additional book that comes with this. And that's actually a decent quality paper. Yeah, this is really thick, like, well, I mean, I guess it has to be. It's thick color printing paper, or for illustrations paper. So we have the antechamber, all kinds of, this is just gonna be, there's been so many studies on Egypt, and of course this is gonna be for one specific tomb, but because of the context of the other tombs that have been exhumed, there's just so much information to pull from. So this should be a nice a nice set to draw from. Again, like the Aztecs, I probably won't go through it soon, but I definitely will go through the information at some point. Probably when I go through the Book of the Dead. So here's the end page. That's interesting. I suppose this is one of the seals for the tomb. This is the end paper. That's actually like that's really nice. So it's sealing the book. And then is that the title page? No, okay. So here's our title page. Tomb of Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun? I don't know. So, okay, so here's a layout of the tomb, or a sketch plan of the tomb. And this is just going to be, let's see here. So what are the different chapters? There's a lot. So it's the king and the queen, the valley and tomb, valley in modern times, the work that they did clearing the antechamber, the tomb and the burial chamber. I'm skipping over sections. The room beyond the burial chamber, a treasury, objects found in the annex, extraneous objects not traditionally belonging to the annex. Okay. And then some appendices at the back. So there's 60 something pages of appendices. So this is just a walkthrough of their investigation, their survey, what they did to clear out the chamber, the information that they gathered, presumably. And what they learned about either Egyptian society at this time or Egyptian society as a whole through exhuming this chamber. So yeah, it's mostly black and white photographs in here, as you can see. But yeah, this is more of like a study of the archaeological journey. Sorry, got my tongue tied there. And which is an interesting field in itself, something I've considered, well, thought about going through. But I think I'll go more of a spiritual path. We'll see how that works out. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that with everybody. So you see the quality of these books, what's inside, what to expect, which is the intent of this channel primarily. I didn't know what I was getting into when I got some of these Easton Press books up here. I don't know. Like when I picked up the Eddas here, the Nag Hammadi scriptures here, the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, I didn't know what I was getting into. So I just wanted people to be comfortable with their purchases and to know what these books look like. If you're interested in these topics, then you probably know if you want them or not. I just want you to see what the quality is. But if you're interested in my journey spiritually or what's been going on, feel free to ask in the comments. I may make a video on it in the near future. Apologies for being absent as of late. It's just not entirely certain what type of videos would speak to people. I'm not sure what the world needs more of at the moment, if anything, and I'd rather not give it something that it doesn't need. But that said, hopefully this was productive for any of you that are still watching. I hope it was informative. I hope you're well. And whatever time it is where you are, I wish you a good morning, good afternoon, a good evening, or a good night. Cheers.